How often do you see a president, especially Ramaphosa, move fast? Because that's the part that makes this story feel different. We're talking about a leader who's built a reputation on caution, measured statements, long consultations, sometimes too slow, critics would argue. And then suddenly this, a cabinet minister out, almost before the dust has time to settle around the controversy. So what actually happened? At a basic level, the social development minister was fired following mounting pressure tied to governance concerns and public backlash. The specifics depend on which thread you pull. Questions around administration, accountability, and political optics all seem to be in the mix. But the key point is this: the situation escalated quickly, and Ramaphosa didn't let it drag. And that's where the context matters. This isn't happening in a vacuum. Ramaphosa has spent years walking a tightrope, balancing internal ANC factional politics, public trust, and the constant shadow of corruption-era cleanup promises. His critics often say he hesitates too long before acting, especially when it involves allies or politically sensitive figures. Think back to previous scandals or underperforming ministers, how long those situations lingered, how much pressure had to build before any decisive move happened. Which is why this moment stands out. It suggests one of two things. Either the political cost of not acting quickly has become too high, meaning public patience is thinner than before, or Ramaphosa himself is adjusting his leadership style under pressure. Maybe both. There's also the timing. South Africa's political climate is tightening. Elections loom, scrutiny is sharper, and every decision carries more weight than it did a few years ago. Acting slowly now doesn't just look cautious, it risks looking weak. But acting fast carries its own risks, because speed can signal decisiveness, or it can raise questions about what forced the urgency in the first place. Was this about accountability? Optics? Internal party pressure behind closed doors? Or is this the beginning of a more assertive version of Ramaphosa, one that reacts before situations spiral instead of after? Because if this is a shift, it's not just about one minister. It changes how every future crisis might unfold.